Well, Andrea and Golston here in Turlock at Stan's State specifically, it's not the typical venue for Governor Gavin Newsom's budget presentation. He actually had to change up his plans because on the day he wanted to do this in Sacramento, he's actually now flying to Washington, D.C. for former President Jimmy Carter's memorial services. But regardless of the location of this presentation, it kicks off the main job that the governor and lawmakers have, which is figuring out how to use your taxpayer dollars. And the governor here warned that the incoming president presents a lot of questions for California when it comes to the financial future.
That the state vision as it relates to economic and workforce development is
financial hurdles could be ahead in California with the incoming Trump administration, but the governor on Monday said as of right now, the state's money situation will be better than it has been.
Our fate as well as our future, and our future often reflected in our values, which are often reflected disproportionately in our investments.
The governor gave a preview of his $322.2 billion proposed state spending plan in a woodshop of Stanislaus State. Workforce development programs are a small piece of his much larger money plan. Overall, on the state's financial future, the governor does not expect a budget shortfall for the upcoming year, but what he called a modest surplus without getting specific. Newsom said he does not expect to make any cuts to core programs and said no new taxes. But he says it all depends on Trump. Newsom noted Trump's proposed tariffs, immigration, and other policies could have a major impact on the state's money.
We're also walking into headwinds, radically different moment in U.S. history, world history, arguably. And as a consequence, we need to be prepared.
On the topic of the federal government and money, California still owes $20 billion. Right now, California businesses are paying more on their payroll taxes, shouldering California's pandemic-related unemployment insurance debt to the federal government. That's because in past budgets, like the one Newsom is proposing now, the governor and legislature put nothing toward the loan. I asked the governor if he'll address this issue this year.
What in this budget can businesses expect to maybe alleviate that situation?
Well, it's a familiar situation. We experienced this after the last recession. We have made it clear in conversations with leaders, the legislature, the importance of paying this down, the importance of reforming the program. But we've left it silent in the January budget, to your specific question, as we negotiate the terms of that between now and May.
Meanwhile, Republicans note the state needs to rein in its spending and pay down that debt.
It's a huge problem, and it's a problem for employment because we're going to be assessing employers increasing amounts of money on top of what they're already paying for unemployment insurance. That makes it more expensive for employers to hire employees, and we already have the highest unemployment rate in the country. It's a very serious economic issue.
Now, again, this presentation kicks off a pretty lengthy process. The state budget at this point is not due until basically the end of June, the beginning of July.
All right, Ashley, so the governor didn't really seem to provide many details there today. Will we get any specifics on the governor's latest version of the spending plan at some point?
Yeah, what he did today was mainly just a preview. That spending plan is actually due on Friday. And again, because the governor is going to be in Washington, D.C., his Department of Finance is going to do a briefing with reporters on Friday to flush out a lot of these details when we'll know more, and know more especially about how exactly the governor would like to prepare for incoming President Donald Trump.
All right, Ashley, live in Turlock tonight. Thank you so much.